I love incorporating reading into my classes, but it's not always my students' favorite thing to do, especially if you just say, hey, we're going to read this today. Usually you'll hear like, "Aww," or some sort of groan or frustrated sound. So what I wanted to do with you today is to share 5 easy ways you can include reading to celebrate Women's History Month in March throughout the month, so it's not taking away too much time from your required curriculum and you're not hearing those groans and complaints because you're just going to trickle it in here and there wherever you have a space and time. Hi, my name is Ashley, aka Señorita Spanish, and welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, I just want to make sure that you know that links to everything that I mentioned will be down in the description box below this video. So here's 5 ideas for ways you can include reading activities on notable women throughout the month, plus a bell ringer that you can just download and use all month long. Alright, you ready? Let's go. So first off, I already have readings that are made and ready for you to use and download, but you could do this with any set of readings that your students can read and obviously comprehend. Like I mentioned in the beginning of this video, I will put links to everything down in the description box below, so if you want to grab a set of pre-made comprehensible readings for your students to use with these activities ideas I'm going to share with you, they'll be down below. Okay, so the first option I have for you is stations. And I've shared before on my channel about how much I love doing stations with students. They're super easy and a great way to get in a lot of different practice in various modes with them. So one option is to grab a reading and put it at a station. So that way would be your reading station, right? I usually like to do reading, writing, speaking, and listening as my 4 stations. So you're going to pull a reading or 2 from the set of readings and use it for your station. You could even use the bell ringer activity I'm going to share in just a minute here as the comprehension activity at that station. Option number 2 is free voluntary reading. I have a whole video where I explain FVR in much greater detail, so if you want to check that out, I'll make sure to link it for you here. But you could just print off the readings, put the cover and the end page on, staple it together, and then add it to your classroom library for your students to choose from. I really like to use this kind of reading in my FVR library because it's very approachable for my novice students. They don't see a whole book and like kind of freak out or panic. They know that they can flip through these pages and understand what's going on, plus there's footnotes and images to help them understand. Okay, option number 3 is a warm-up, bell ringer, toca timbre, calentamiento, whatever you want to call these. Something at the start of class is what you could use these readings for. You can either create comprehension questions or use the ones I've posted here, and the PDF is also available for you to download in English and Spanish, so you can pick and choose whatever is a better fit for your students. Or you could also have students create the comprehension questions if you wanted to do kind of a front-loading activity and then use the questions they made all month long. Either way, there's a lot of flexibility with this. So you would just pull out one reading and give them the comprehension questions, and they would just answer the questions, rinse and repeat all month long. Again, that PDF is available for download on the free resource library on my blog, which I will link to in the description box below. Option number 4 is to do a translation activity with the reading, and this could be a lot of different things. And I know when you say translation, you're like, Ashley, how many different things could it possibly be? Well, you could do translation from Spanish into English, or you could do what's called horizontal translation, which is kind of like a perspective shift, right? So if the reading is written in the first person, you can have students take that reading and rewrite it to be in the third person, or you could have them talk about we, or you could say they, which is kind of difficult at first, so you might want to start as a whole class activity, but once they get more practice, they get better at it. Okay, activity number 5 is to use one of the readings as a mentor text. And this especially works well after they've been doing the warm-ups all month long. Maybe you get to the end of the month and you have 1 or 2 more days and you're out of readings. This is a great way to kind of stretch what they've been doing, right? If you wanted to lean into the famous women for Women's History Month, right, the month of March, you could just say, hey, student, pick a woman that you're interested in learning more about. Now you're going to write a paragraph in Spanish about them, and you're going to follow this same kind of setup of the reading that we've been using all month long. So you know, okay, you're going to say who she is, what she's known for, a description, and maybe 1 or 2 kind of notable achievements that you really want to stand out. Then you can have them find a picture and you put it all together and boom, all of a sudden you have like 35 more readings. And if you have multiple sections, well, let's not get into how many students you have. It could be a lot. The PDF in the free resource library also has instructions on how to do that activity, using it as a mentor text to write their own. There are even more ways you can use these readings throughout the month, but those are just the ones that I wanted to share with you today. Just so you know, there are also digital comprehension activities included with these readings for Google Slides and for Boom Cards. And you know how much I love Boom Cards. I love Google Slides too, but auto grading is it's just a huge win. So if you're one-to-one or you have access to technology, you might also like those options. I just wanted to give you all the non-techie versions in this video. And again, I will make sure to link to those readings down in the description box below so you can check them out. If you'd like to see even more ideas for lesson plans, resources, and activities you can do throughout the month to celebrate Women's History Month, make sure you check out this video here. I will link for you either on the screen or down in the description box, depending on where you're watching this video. But that has 10 more ideas for things that you can do to celebrate Women's History Month in your Spanish classes while still working on your students' Spanish skills. Thanks so much for watching. I'll see you in the next one. Bye!